Alrighty, guys. Good afternoon. It's 1:20 p.m. The 15th of January, 2026. We got another episode to do. I think this is episode 27, if I'm not mistaken. Episode 27. And we're continuing with more stocks today. We're gonna analyze a few stocks that we had mentioned, not only for stocks, for crypto as well. We have two for stocks, and we have about five for crypto. So we got a little bit to do today, and we have some extra scanning for stocks and extra scanning for crypto as well. So we got a little bit to do. This right here, for those who doesn't know me, my name is Jonathan, but some people call me Boricua, or Boricua Pati, if whatever feels comfortable for you. Um, I have many social media platforms down on the description that you guys could follow as well. If you're new here and don't know what we're doing, I'm pretty much teaching people how to search for stocks, how to find them, especially the low price stocks, which is more affordable for people to, put their money in, and trade, or well, not. I wouldn't recommend these for investment, and This is not pretty much like everything that I say from now on is not, it's not financial advice, and on my description I also have a disclaimer. So everything is for educational purposes, and I've been doing this, stocks. I've been doing it for over 10 years plus, 10 plus years. I've been analyzing them. I've been studying them for years. I already know what works for me, and I guess your journey should be to, uh, nick and pick from different traders and see what works for you at the end of the day, and eventually find out a strategy that might work for you, and you might find success for it. And so let's go ahead and continue today. Also, don't forget to hit the like and follow if you're new. There's a community to help each and one of each other, and if you're a content creator, let me know. I'll follow you, and I'll do my best to share your content on social media. And so that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and continue with the stocks. I hope the sound is working and everything. So I took yesterday, one of my people that out of the chatters, I forgot his name, but he was telling me about the audio and everything, and so I had to fix that today. Well, yesterday I was fixing a little bit of it, but I actually took the filters off. So if you guys hear me less or hear me much better or something, let me know in the chat or the comments as well. So I could, keep adjusting the sound and everything. But in this case, yeah, let's go ahead and continue. So we have, this is right here is all my criteria that I use every day. If it's the pre-market or market open, I'll focus on percentage change, right? Anything over 20% is great for me. That works for me. And the rest, it's the criteria that I use to filter out what I'm trying to find. And so when the market is closed, I no longer focus on the percentage change, and then I continue to find what's on my criteria until I put all the stocks into one small spot, where I could like analyze and don't have to worry about 20 stocks or 30 stocks to analyze. Right now there's like almost 20,000, I think a little bit more than 20,000 stocks in the market right now trading. And crypto is a different world. So crypto, there's more too. So and every day, you have stocks that are coming out, and so it's same thing with the crypto. So there's more and more available, and you just gotta find what works for you, in terms of your criteria, what you have back tested and stuff like that, and eventually you'll get to where you have to be. The same thing that I had to do, in order to find the stocks that I feel comfortable trading. So this is the criteria. I mean, on many of my streams, I show the same thing and I tell the people the same thing. We'll go over all this criteria on my filter. When I start filtering out all of them. This is also for filtering the crypto as well. You guys could pause the stream. Well, when the stream is done, you could go back and pause it right here and copy all this to test it out if you want to. And so this is right here is for Twitter, the X platform. And this is more basically for finding news of stocks and everything. I mean, stocks sometimes they post their news on the X platform, or sometimes other people post their news here on the platform. So you're not gonna on the X platform, you're not gonna miss anything. And a lot of people talk about certain stocks that are moving, and so the more, like, if everybody's watching the same stock, that's a good thing, you know and so that's what you want to find. You want to find stocks that everybody's watching, because that's how you're gonna be able to know and be comfortable to get in and get out the stock, because everything at the end of the day depends on supply and demand. So you know but we'll continue. So this right here, this will be used, what you do, you put the dollar sign, and next to it you put the ticker symbol, press enter, and you get the information for that day all the way to the past, on news about the stock and everything. So that's a good thing about the X platform, that you could do that. And so let's go ahead and start off with the stocks. Zare was the first one. We had said yesterday that keep on watch for tomorrow. Definitely, I mean, uh, widen this out. Definitely bounce off support line. Will test yesterday highs tomorrow. Will it test yesterday highs tomorrow? And so my sometimes I write things and I'm like, wait a minute, what I wrote here. But yeah, we basically waiting for um a bounce off support line, and I'm gonna show you guys. Let me take you to the other window really quick. Okay, there we go. And so let's go ahead and go to see the stock, Nair. Is it Nair? Let's see. Yeah, NAIR. So we're gonna look at that right now, and I'm gonna explain the other sites that you guys just saw. This one right here is TradingView. This is what I use for the trading. Give me 1 second. Let me turn the screen again so I could go ahead and put this information, because I didn't do it. So let me go ahead and put that information before I show you guys the everything. Hold on a second, guys. I hope the audio is now working. And so let's go ahead and see. Okay, that's loading. And let's get you to the charts. And let's switch the view. Okay. So we're now back. Yeah, we're back. And so Nair, and it's stocks that we're trying to watch. Wait a minute. NAIR. Wait a minute. What happened here? Did they delisted the stock? Hold on a second. Oh, I think the stock got delisted. Or did I do something? Or did I wrote it wrong? Oh, it's there. Oh my God, I got scared for a minute. Holy moly. I was like, wait a minute, did the stock get delisted? Okay, there we go. So let's check the 5 minute. Uh, let's fix this really quick. And we're okay. So it's still in a consolidation period. Is not yet moving. Um, there's no action right now. There's 4 million volume, which is the demand, is way less than the average volume. So it's not active right now. And once it bounce off this support level, it's right now, it's not looking down yet. So if volume shows up, we might see something in these couple of days. We'll continue to hold it to see, to continue monitoring this stock. Right now there's hardly no volume here. And we're waiting for news. And the news today said announces sell Neuro NOS a stake to XTL Biopharmaceuticals. So, they sold this product right to this other company. Second generation nitric oxide device target major US and global share growth. Okay, so they're trying to they posting news here. They trying to attract more buyers. So eventually whoever looks at this or whoever's monitoring it, um, throughout social media and everything, this stock might get hyped up again. And if volume shows up, then we might see something happening here in the next couple days. But I guess it's too early right now to tell. But we'll update this information. So right now it's the 15, 2026, and it's 1:32 p.m. 32 p.m. Had news of their product being sold and looking to focus on US markets. Okay. So that's good news. Still in consolidation period with less volume. We'll want to see. Hold on a second, guys. We'll want to see more volume than the average. We'll keep watch. And that's pretty much with this one. And so the next one, BNAI, is another one we're gonna go ahead and check to. BNAI. So BNAI had a gap up here. This is the pre-market. It opened right here at 626, and it closed yesterday at 559. So that was a gap up there. It went down and bounced off the support level right there. Some people would have got took advantage of this moment here. It's below the VWAP, which I don't like. But some people would have caught it at the support level here, and uh, sell it almost near the highs. Usually people don't sell it like people don't wait for the stock to be at the highs, near the highs of previous day, but you know they like to sell it way earlier than that because they know that the pressure is gonna push the price down anyways because of this resistance level here. but it's still holding. It's still above the VWAP right now, and you know, in comparison with the open, it closed pretty decent. Now if we compare it towards the from the VWAP time lapse, then it's a little weak. But on the daily, you can see is another green day because it's only showing the period where the market opened and the market closed. So this is why you see it green. It doesn't show the pre-market and after hours on the chart. So that's one good thing to see. And so this is still the resistance level 675. It wasn't able to get to those highs yet. Um, and so that's kind of what we're waiting for. It's not looking down yet because it bounced off this strong support level. And so we're waiting. We'll continue to monitor this because it's still off the highs. It didn't give back all of its gains. So if volume picks up, which right now it's very low volume, it needs to pick up, in order to attract more buyers. So let's see B and AI really quick if it launch any new news. So it doesn't have no news. It's consolidating still. Let's put the date because I don't wanna 15/26 1:36 p.m. Still in consolidation period with less volume and no news. We'll want it did bounce off support, and we'll want it to test high of day again if volume shows up. So that's pretty much for BNAI. So they still on watch, mostly for analysis. We'll scan now new stocks today. 1:15:26 1:37 p.m. and we'll go ahead and scan new stocks for today. So here we got Finviz. We got Finviz. This is a website that I'm using right now to show you guys how to find some stocks. There's Yahoo Finance, there's Google, there's many there. If you want to know more websites, I got it on my Discord. Everything is on my Discord for stocks, for crypto. If you go to the resources section, you'll find all the links for anything that you want to find about the stocks and the crypto. You'll find it on the Discord. And so this is Finviz, and let me go ahead and show you really quick how to find these stocks really quick. I'm trying to see if I'm on air. Okay, yeah. So as you can see, so we go to screener. This is the first thing that we want to do, and you don't want to focus on all this. You got 542 pages here of stocks. You know, it says 10,823, but there's way more than that. It's just this website only allows a certain amount of stocks to see, but there's way more than that. And so right now, market is closed, as you can see, 4:39 p.m. Eastern time. And so this is not the only things to sort out for. If you want to see the rest of them, all of them available, you have to press this thing here, this tab all, and then you can see everything available to sort out in order to find the stocks that you're trying to find. And so, just like I said before, you went with my criteria. I want to focus on market cap anything under 300 million, which is called a micro, or some people call it micro cap. Um, the definitions, if you hover the mouse, you could see here the definitions of what it is. It's a market capitalization, total market value of the company, outstanding shares. So in short, is the total value of the company. You know, and so that's very important to know, because based on that you know, um, we can analyze how easy the stock can go to double its value in a short amount of time. You know, and so throughout all the research I've done and all the testing I've done, I found out that these right here, anything under 300 million, they they move in a different way, very different than these big stocks. Walmart, Apple, I mean anything, any of these other stocks, they don't move like these right here. These move incredibly fast and very volatile. And if you don't know what you're doing, you could either win a lot of money or lose all your money, you know, and lose more if you're in a margin account, and if you're not, if you don't know exactly what you're doing. So you have to do your due diligence and know exactly what you're doing before you start trading, and it's easy to get an account and start trading. Like, it's very easy to do that. Now, knowing how to trade, analyze this, it will become easy over time. It's nothing hard. I mean, I took the hard route for you guys, you know. So, but it is what it is. I had to learn that way. I was a hard head, and so I had to learn the hard way. And so, but I'm here after 10 plus years. I'm here. I already know what to do. I already know what to find, what works for me. And so, here you guys got it for free. And so, market cap, that's the um total value of the company. And so anything under 300 million will be perfect. And then we go to price, the price. I mean, here is total preference at the end of the day. Anything over $20, price gets very expensive. It gets very expensive very fast. And so if you don't know how to manage your money, I wouldn't like focus on these big prices here, because you could lose big chunks of money very fast. Now these, like anything less than 20, like let's say $1, $2 or whatever. Here you could lose a couple cents, depending how much you're trying to waste in the market. You could lose a couple hundred. Now if you're trading here, you're losing thousands already, like on the 20s, 30s. um you lose a lot of money with this ones. So just to keep in mind, either way you could still lose a lot of money on both, because these stocks move very fast. So you have to have a certain preference here. And so me, I like to focus anything on over $1 and under 20. And it's because I don't like when stocks have to deal with the delisting notifications. When they have to deal with that, then it's it's about time. It's almost at that time where the stock has to make a decision whether they don't want to continue as a company, or whether they don't have any choice but to get delisted and start off again, with another company, or merge into another company or something like that, to kind of like boost their value. But it's a hard road. Once you're under $1, it's you're pretty much in the dirt. um but there's opportunity sometimes under, there's people that trade under $1, and there's plenty of opportunity. So it's, at the end of the day, it's personal preference. Me, I like to choose anything over $1 and no more than 20. And so in the third column right here, you can see here relative volume. Relative volume here says a ratio of current value compared to 3 months of average volume adjusted intraday. And so as simple as that is, it's a calculation that they do of the current volume and the average volume over 3 months. That's pretty much it. And so that calculation that they do, that ratio, usually I like anything over five. you know I would want if I'm looking for volume over 1 million, right, I would like to see the volume to be, instead of 1 million, 4 million or 5 million. And if and I'm gonna explain something extra, because I already did it yesterday, but I'm gonna do it today as well, so you guys could get way more understanding of what I'm saying when it comes to relative volume and or volume plain simple. And so if you hover over your mouse to the next column, you see here industry. I will only want to watch stocks. I don't want to watch anything else. And so if you hover down, you see the performance. I would like to see stocks that are only moving up. And so I just put today up, and then the current volume, which is the demand of the stock. Um, you could I like my preferences over 1 million. And if you hover your mouse to current volume, it says number of shares traded today. So it's the total amount of shares traded for the day, that the market opened and closed. You know, and so that's pretty simple. And so if you hover over to the last column, you see here the float. And so the float is the supply of the stock, and I like anything under 10 million. And you got it. This is the filter. This is how I filter everything here. And so let me get back to what I was about to say. So when you're looking at relative volume, right, you're looking at a comparison of the current volume versus the average, right? If the average, say, let's say 1 million or 2 million or etc., right? It says 1 million, and the current volume is 10, 20, 30 million, 40 million. That's a couple times the ratio that it hit that it doubled on that average volume. So that's how you find the ratio. So now the reason why I like to minimize more than that is because the supply, which is the flow. The flow, I said, I only under 10 million. I only want to see the supply only 10 million. So now we talking about supply and demand, right? Supply and demand, I would want to see volume double than the supply. So if I'm looking anything under 10 million, I would want to see volume over 10 million, doubling 10 million. I would like to see anything over 20 million. So that's what I was trying to say. Like, the more the demand than the supply, the price has to go up. It has to meet uh the standards that the company wants, in order to get that money and reinvest it into making new products, or invested in the company market. And you know then that money, at the end of the day, when everybody reinvests into the company, they could have more supply for the demand that's wanting it, until there's enough supply for everyone. And then eventually they're gonna have to drop the price because it has to meet the demand. So that's how everything works. So in all honesty, um the volume has to be way over 10 million in order for me to be focused on it doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be over the float anyways. So if the float is 10, if the float is 1 million, I would like to see 10 million of the volume. If the float is 2 million, I would like to see 20, or you guys got me. I hope you guys got me on that one. And so After you filter everything, you have here 14 stocks right here, and then you have all this information here. All this at the end of the day in stock in day trading, especially in what I'm teaching, day trading, um, this is not useful. Knowing the company is not gonna help me earn more money in the market. Knowing the sector either. Now people trade off sectors, based if they're hot, if it's a hot sector, right, over a period of time, people look at stocks that are a very hot sector. Now I don't focus on that. I only focus on the percentage gainers. Now that I could tell when a sector is hot by looking at it every day, of course, but I don't focus too much on it. Industry, I don't care. I care less what it is. I don't focus on that. And the country, I don't care. As long as the stock is moving and there's supply and demand, then that's all I care for. And market cap, I will only care to for filter purposes, not to look at it here on these columns right here. P/E ratio, I don't care about it either. Fundamental analysis analyzers would care about the P/E ratio, but I'm not a I do technical analysis. So um, percentage change, I don't worry about it when the market is closed, and so we're gonna take all these things out. And the only way you could do that in this web is hitting custom. You know, and so before we hit the custom button, you can see here down below the custom button that this page refreshes every 3 minutes. When the market is open, you'll see fluctuation, but it's delayed. In order to get live feedback of this information, you have to have a subscription with Finviz, you know. But this is not the only website that you could get stocks, screeners and stuff like that. There's many softwares. And the one that I like the most is the Weeble because it's free, and in order to trade, you do have to open an account with them and you have to put a certain amount of money to trade. Um, and but at the end of the day, the charting is live scan. The scanner, it's already built into the system, yeah, which is way easy for you to see exactly what you're trying to find. um and so it's easy, but this basic criteria is what you need to know in order to, when you jump to that and start trading, you can exactly know what you're trying to find. You don't have to be like, oh wow, what I'm going to trade now, what is moving. If especially if you don't know. But now that you're gonna you see this every day on the streams, and you could see the same thing that I'm teaching, eventually you're gonna catch up and you're gonna say, okay, well, I already know what's the float. I already know what the volume is. I already know what the percentage change is. What the price that I have to look at, and that makes more easy for you to like pick up on it and start trading. And I see here somebody hit the like. Appreciate it for hitting the like. I'm not sure who hit it, but I appreciate it very much. For those watching, thank you so much for putting the support on me to continue to do these streams. And don't forget to hit the like, the share, and those who are new, the follow as well. I appreciate it very much. And so let's go ahead and take these off really quick. And we'll take off the number, we'll take off the company, we'll take off the sector, the industry, the country, the market cap, and the P ratio. And let's not forget the percentage change as well. And so you see here, you see a little bit more clear, right? And then the next thing to do is mark here the relative volume. And after that, you can hit the float as to here on this column right here, shares float. And there we have five here. Normally we'll go ahead and sort out through volume, from high to low. That will be the next thing. And then we have some stocks here available. And so right now we have two over 10 million float. Well, the volume is more than the float. which what I explained yesterday. Um, so these two are the most traded right now. We could probably check this one right here that is very close to the maximum float allowed. Um, but I don't want to, these are right here is very low flow, very low volume. All these million, very low volume. So this one relative volume of 100 is pretty decent, but it's still low volume. Aura's been running for 4 or 5 days. I won't keep it. I won't put attention to it because it's been, it needs to come down eventually. It needs to pull back. So Oris, yeah, I won't pay attention to that. And so I'll do these three here. SPHL will be the first one. So SPHL, and it's a holding company. And so look at that. What a beauty. What a beautiful stock. And so I'm going to put this in the list because if closed strong today, SPHL, and I'll write the description later on, but let's go ahead and analyze this really quick. So in this chart, right, you can see very clearly the fluctuation. Right here there was a lot of buyers in control, and then they lost control right here at this end here, and it went down to VWAP, and it was channeling off VWAP today, and which is a good thing. Another day, then these after the open, buyers again took control, and then they failed to take more control. The price was too high for them, and then sellers took a hold of it. But right here, when at this price level, there was a lot of fluctuation. Right here is because a lot of buyers were trying to buy at this point because it seems still like a fair price to buy, and it pushed up the stock again at this point, closing a little bit, but it's still high at this point. So the way I would have traded this early in the morning, if I would, let's say I would have woke up here around 8:30 or something, right? I would want to see a confirmation pullback, which I'm seeing right here. You see, got two red candles together or three red candles together. That's how I classify a confirmation pullback. And then I will look either after those two, not after those two, at those two candles to see which one is the highest. And if none of them are the highest, then I'll keep looking back at the stock and see and finding which one is the highest at that current time, all the way to the market, to the pre-market open. And so right now we can see here this candle was the highest one out of all of them. And what I do is I mark a resistance line right here at this top point right here. And so since I trade breakouts, I like to wait for a confirmation breakout. And as you can see right here, you see this green candle. Let me see if you guys can see clearly. Yes, you guys can see. So you see this green candle right here. It closed above the breakout level. That's a confirmation breakout. And so my next step would be to buy. I would buy it right here at this price level right here. And wait a minute, did I hit it right? Yes, I did. Let me do it again because you guys might not see it. So this is a confirmation breakout, and then right here I would get in right here at this point, which is 20. It went up to 23%. I wouldn't catch the whole move, but some people would have been tolerant to catch all the move, which is 71% in 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. 71%. That's magnificent. Magnificent. And so that would have been a great win today, right? And then you see here another confirmation pullback, right? And the highest candle out of all of them is this one right here. And so I got to resist another resistance level. But right here, you can see the confirmation breakout, but it's extended already. And right here, I would have took a little small loss right here. Once it hit, you know, the downside, I would have got out. Um, but you would have had a great win here. It bounced off support one time and it never looked back, and it went up. You know, so that would have been a good play right here. It bounced off VWAP, and it bounced off this support level here, which was perfect. It was excellent. And so also, um, the same way you determine a confirmation pullback, that's the same way you determine a confirmation uh uptrend, you know. And so you see here these first two, three, four, five green candles, that would be a bounce, a confirmed bounce. And you try to find which one is the lowest out of all these uh at this current point right here. Not at the you don't want to look at before the one that you mark. You want to look at after that, which is the lowest point. And the lowest point right here is this one right here. This level right here. So after that, after noticing this move, then you could, analyze you know, if it's gonna bounce again, or if it's a good buy after that one for a bounce. So, that's how you analyze a little bit, and so that's a good detail that you guys should know. And so that's another support level. This is a support. But strong support levels are when they're broken, you know. So this resistance line, once it got broken, it becomes support, and it became strong when it got tested, and the price bounced off of it, you know. And then it didn't only did it once, it did it twice. And if you look at smaller time frames, it probably did way more times. Um, and so it never looked back. And so that was a good analysis right there. So people could have grabbed it right here at the bounce. You got three opportunities. You got one good opportunity here for the breakout, and that right there could have made your day. All these moves right here. So if you're more advanced, you could have took all those good moves and made some good profit. Um, and so the next confirmation pullback would have been, let me mark it up here, right there. So you got three or more red candles pulling back, and the highest candle is between those two right there. And so that right there. And so the next thing we would want to check is for it to bounce off support, right? To bounce off support and test these highs again. So that kind of where our plan would look like. And so let's go ahead and make the list right here. Okay. So SPHL, right? Good. Right now, it's still a good price. Still a good price. And so also this breakout right here wouldn't work for me. You know why? Because it's over $20. Uh, and that right there I would have broke my own rule. So that right there wouldn't be a good trade for me. So it's still good price. Volume great, great volume. Float very low float. And if you hear like what I'm saying, volume very low float, I'm looking at it right here at this page right here on the right side. You see the volume, it says 112 million, and then the float, it shares float 627,000. That's what I'm looking at when I'm writing all this thing down. And so the next thing I want to check is the news, right? SPHL, I would like to open a new window because I don't want to mess with all this that I have already made. And as you can see here, we'll look at the daily eventually. But the news right here today at 7 in the morning, it said announces strategic partnership with Jiangsu GSO New Energy Tech, quote unquote, et cetera, right? And then it has another news at 11. It said expands into solar ready homes. So they trying to. So this is more like a solar, um, product launching. You know, so they already. That's the type of company they are. That's their product. Now they have a partnership with this other company, to continue to launch these things, So this is kind of good news. This is more of a contract news or partnership deal. And so this is a great news. So contract news, very good. And so let's go ahead and check the daily. Will be the next thing. So this is a first no, this is a red day right here. Yes, it is. So it's a first. This right here is a first green day, and this one opened as a multi-month breakout, right? And it went as high as also a multi-month breakout. So it's a overall is a multi-month breakout, and that's a great thing. Great thing to see multi-month. That will be the strongest high, all-time highs right there, $62. Not sure if it's gonna do that, because it has all this overhead resistance right here, especially this area right here, very tight resistance around the 30s. That's why it failed. It tried to go up there and it failed, so it had a recent stock split as well, so that's not good news. And it extended right now, that it's a little bit extended versus the VWAP, so we definitely have to see a pullback and test off these support levels, or it has to break out these resistance lines, which is going to be at a price that we're not, it's not in our strategy, our criteria. So plan is waiting for a bounce off support, and if volume still shows up, then we'll want it to break out off 21 and 25. 21, 25 breakout level, which is not in my criteria. So this stock is only for analysis. It's not for trading for me, because this is not my preference here. So let's go ahead and continue to the next one. So the next one right here is BNKK, right? BNK. That sounds a little bit weird, but we only have two more left. So BNKK, we'll check that one. BNKK, and it says bonk. That's funny. So okay, so it had a good pre-market. Okay, pre-market. However, it didn't hold above VWAP. I mean, it was below VWAP all day, and right now it looks like it's continued to go down. So this is not good news. Um, It says a now resignation of executive chairman. Yeah, this company is crashing down. So no good, and that was yesterday. Uh, and so prices reacting off of that. So let's see if there was more news. Stock surges after major strategic partnership. Welcome strategic partnership 10x protocol following public debut and acquisition of blah blah blah. So okay, so they had a partnership with this company, right? And so they're making new changes, which is good news for the company. You know, if that chairman was not good enough to leave, um, well, was not good enough to stay and left, then you know they had to make some changes. So um, there might be some social media news hyping this stock up. So um, not sure to count it out yet. Um, but right now it's on a downtrend. I don't like to see that. It didn't close strong, and you know, um, very unsure of this guy. And it's a confirmation break, pullback here, and that will be the resistance line. So it have a long road to go to test these highs here, and it needs volume to do that. Right now, it had 74 million volume, way more than the average. The flow is is a low flow, you know. So good stock, but you know, not good stock, but you know, it had a good move, but you know, it failed completely. So yeah, this one is not gonna be on the list, unfortunately. And MLEC will be the next one and the last one. MLEC. And so MLEC had an excellent move today. It seems like a lot of halts happening in this stock. Um, it had a confirmation pullback here. Not too exquisite, but this right here would have been the point where we would have marked if at this point, you know, it showed up on our scanners, then we would have made some decisions and got in at this right point right here. It went, I mean, that first candle was 5 minutes, so second candle 17, it went all the way to 144 percent, which was excellent. That was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 45 minutes. In 45 minutes, the stock did incredible. In an hour of your time, you would have made some good money. Now it tried to go down and bounce off the support, but I guess the support is a little bit strong enough for this stock. So it's pushing the price up. So right at this moment, I don't, you know, I'm not sure if it's gonna continue to head up because you know, get back a little bit more than half of its gains. So, and it's below VWAP as well, a little bit too much below VWAP. So this one is it's also gonna be out of the list. On the daily chart, it shows as a first green day, and it was a multi-week breakout, not a multi-month or multi-year. Had a recent support, had a recent split. That's another thing to know. Let's see if it did had some news. And so January 5 was the recent news that it had announced its effectiveness of share consolidation. So yeah, nothing interesting to see there. And so yeah, this one is a no-go as well. And so let's see a little bit more of the list. So Oris is no go because it has like 5 green days there. I don't like trading stocks like that. This one is the first green day. Raya. Let's see Raya really quick. I don't, you know, I kind of a little bit breaking my rules here, but yeah, no good. Yeah, I won't continue to watch all these. They're relevant right now. Art fail. But it's at 1 million volume. Yeah. Not interested. Won't look at it. And so let's go ahead and go to the crypto and analyze the crypto. So this is the only stock that we have available right now for tomorrow, and we'll analyze these. These will only be for analysis. Um, these two, ZARE and BNAI, and SPHL is the new one today. So let's go ahead and see crypto. Let's pull this up a little bit. And so bot is the first one, which has been showing up many times at our scans. So bot. And so bot today failed to bounce off the support levels and just crashed. So this one is getting off the list. Corey is the next one. And so Corey did the same thing. Once it broke, it couldn't bounce off these uptrending support levels here, and not even could hold, not even the support could hold this price. That and so failed miserably. So this one is a goner. And OVL is our next one. OVL. And so OVL did not bounce off these support levels, failed to bounce off of these levels. However, the point where I marked the uptrending support, that's where it's at right now. So it's having a little struggle there, holding that area. Right now, it's very low volume, and the supply is very low. So I would love for volume to pick up, but right now it's at its end. That was the forefront of the move. This is the back end of the move. So, eh, not sure to see this stock, and yeah, this one is getting off the list because it's already a back end of the move. I don't want to pay attention to stocks that are not attracting buyers. Did that right there, 2 million volume, no good. That's very low in comparison to the supply. BDXN is the next one. BDXN, and let's see right here. Okay, so as you can see here, it's bouncing off these levels here. We'll add another line here. Let's add another line. It's interesting. So it was bouncing off these support levels here, which is this right here. Off of this is where it's bouncing off. I cannot point exactly where all the settlers are, but it's somewhere around this area where all the buyers are, not the sellers, the buyers. All the buyers are stacked up here with pending orders, and they pushing the price up. And so yeah, we'll see another possible breakout. This will be I forgot to mark. Well, I did it. This happened today, so that will be the breakout level, and this was another breakout level here yesterday. I forgot to mark it. Um, and right now it's bouncing off these levels. Once it got broken convincingly, this one it broke these levels, but you could have took a little bit of profit there. There's a confirmation breakout, and you would have got in right here, and around 3%. Not bad, you know. Most big companies in the world cannot even make more than 3% in a year. That's kind of their average, 3%. Not all of them, but there's a huge amount of companies that can only do 2 or 3% for the year. And this stock right here did it for in 10 minutes. So not bad, but right here it got another confirmation breakout at this point. It once it got down the support levels, um right there would have been a nice move to. You see if you guys can see it clearly. Oh my god. That's why I put locks here. Um there we go. Let's lock that up. Lock this one. This one is locked. Locked. This yellow line is locked, and this other yellow line is locked. Okay. And so let's mark these levels again. 3%. Yeah, so everything is around 3%, you know. Everything is around 3%, but it's bouncing off the support level. So it's about to break out again once more. Um that would be the breakout level, this top yellow line right here. So we don't know how high is it gonna go, but it's bouncing us. It's using this as support to test these highs right here. So that's good news. So we'll keep a watch on it and see if it's gonna break out those levels. So BDX had we said keep on watch, need to pull back and bounce off the horizontal support or vertical support lines, which it did. It did. Had had bounce off the support levels and now is looking to break out. And this right here, it's 2220. What date is showing here? The 15th, today's date. So we'll mark here the date 26 to 20. Breakout again. Will it break out again? And Wycan is the last one that we're gonna check. And before we start, we scan for new crypto. So Wycan, let's see Wycan. And so Wycan had a nice breakout here. What we had said looks like it will break out off resistance. And this was the resistance right here. You know, it struggled at the beginning, but then it break out successfully. So you would have called it right here. This is a confirmation breakout. You would have got here. I mean, whatever your tolerance. I mean, it went up all the way to 33%, and as high as 40 something percent. So that was a good move. And then there was another resistance line that we marked. I wonder if it was from a daily point. It was. This was the daily that we marked right here on this date, the 25th of December. And it broke out. Once it broke out, it just launched. You know, it went really high. Let's mark that really quick and check. So it went as high as 26% afterwards. So that's pretty good move. Overall, it's a great move. And so right now it gave back all most of its gains, and right now it's just crashing down. So it looks like it could bounce off these levels, but you know, it already break down off the support, the two horizontal support levels here. So I'm not sure if it still has life. 24 million volume is good, but the supply is way higher. That's why it had a really short term move here. So yeah, this one is I won't keep it on the list, but it had an awesome breakout this morning. So that's for the history. You can always come back to these streams and see these cryptos and everything for analysis, and you know, that's why we're here. And so we're gonna filter out more crypto. And so I use CoinMarketCap, right? If you don't see this first page here, click on the title and it's gonna show you the page again. And so you won't want to press this tab right here on filters, right? You want to hit that there. Let's see if you guys can see clearly. Okay. And so right here we have this little tab right here. We want to focus on market cap. That's the first thing we want to focus, just like the stocks. Now the difference is that we don't focus anything under 300. Well, yes, we do focus anything under 300, but more precisely, for the crypto under 10 million, from 1 to 10 million. And volume is 1 million, right? Over 1 million. Wait a minute. 1 million to 100 million volume. And the percentage change, which is over here it says price change. Well, that's correct in a way, but it's more of a percentage, right? I want to see anything over 10 and no more than 500%. And that would be perfect to see right here. These are perfect. And I would like to sort 24-hour percentage from high to lowest. And as you can see here, we only got 4 right here to watch today. And Byte is the first one. So let's check Byte, BYTE. Not now. So let's check BYTE. BYT. Let's check the name of, so I won't confuse. What is the name of this thing? Well, it's called Byte chart. So that's how it's supposed to look like. Right now it doesn't look like that on the 5 minute. So this is not the correct one. Maybe it could be this one, maybe? Nope. I wonder. Byte USDT. Wow, it's not doing. Yeah, yeah. This is what I hate sometimes about this thing. I wish well, there's another site where you could see it way more clear for the crypto. Um I'm not sure if I could find it right now. It's on my Discord, so I'm not sure if you guys could hold on a minute for me to find it really quick. But I don't think you guys gonna be able to see it. Let's see. Hold on a second, guys. Simple stock dilution. Charting. Charting. So there's many resources on the Discord. Let's see, screener, research to crypto exchange, crypto live charting platform. So it's called PoolCoin.app. This all of this you would find on the Discord. Let me go ahead and show you guys really quick. So this is how the site looks, and all you got to do is copy the address that you see on this site right here on the coin market cap. You would find it, where is it? Website, and this is the contract right here, this contract. So you copy this, right, and you paste it right on this site, and it's supposed to find it. It says supported LP does not exist for this token. Oh my God. So what happened here? Big letters. Be white. So this this crypto is nowhere to be found. Oh my goodness. So this is not what we were looking for. It's supposed to be a trending crypto. It's supposed to be a trending, like what we're seeing here. You see, we were supposed to look at something like this. See, we're not. This is not it. So let's see. I got more resources here. Hold on a second, guys. Mm, coin, crypto. Okay, so we got another one here. Let's see if we can find it this time. But that this are right here are other ones that you could check as well. Um, let's see. Let's see if we could find it through the contract code here. So it's not showing there. Oh my goodness, guys. EYTE. Digibyte? I don't think it's that one. Nope. You see how clear the charting? This is probably the best charting system for the crypto. This one you can see way more clearly, but somehow it's not. This thing is not working for me. The this crypto that I'm trying to find. See, it's showing all the ones, even the Bitcoin here, and as everything here is live, but somehow it's not. We can't find what we're looking for. See, right? Nope. So this crypto is rare to find on the charting systems. I don't think so we got that one. Mm, yeah, this the I won't spend too much time on this guy right here, but it looked very interesting to me. Very interesting. 133%. It looked like it's continuing to go up. I would want to see a pullback. It did had a couple I would like to mark it to here, but it's not gonna save. This right here is a pullback, a confirmation pullback. This is another confirmation pullback. Right here, you have a resistance point and another resistance point. Once it got broken, this resistance turned into support. And right now, this resistance look like it's turning into support as well because it's still breaking out. So, um, too unfortunate to not find it on the trade on the over here on this platform. Very unfortunate. And this one trade Byte. Uh, the contract is through Trust Wallet. Wow, very unfortunate. And I wish over here it could give me the details to like copy paste into the this platform right here, the trading view, which we're watching, but we can't find exactly which one is it. Yeah, that right there is not no information. Right. See, this is not giving me any information. Ah, what unfortunate. Unfortunate. Yeah, this is yeah, this is a mess. So we'll skip on to the next one because it's not showing me. Would have been great to continue to watch this one. EGG is the next one, and we have three more to go. So let's see if we can find EGG here. Unless it doesn't show up either. Unfortunate. Well, we check PooCoin. Let's check again. Let's open EGG. Let's copy this contract. Let's see if we can find it here. Wow. So I guess these contracts are not getting found. Holy. See, nothing. It's not gonna show anything here. Wow, incredible. Alrighty. But we'll see EGG if we could find it here on this one. Okay. Are we looking at the same? Yes, we're looking at the same thing. So EGG, this is EGG right here. It's moving. Now the confirmation pullback would have been right here. As you can see, one of the red candles had the highest point. So we marked that. And the breakout was a little bit extended today. This would have been the entry point, and it went up to 8%. So you would have got like, if it was me, I would have got like 5% out of it, or a little bit less than that. So that was a good, pretty decent profit. It's continuing to go up. This would be a little part of the confirmation pullback, but the highest point is this one right here. And right there, you would have got in for a little small profit. But, it needs to pull back eventually because it's extended, very extended to the VWAP. So it has to pull back at least to pull back here and bounce off this support level, or bounce off this other support level in order to continue to go up. Because right now it's extended, very extended. So EGG, we'll have this one on watch. Oh, on watch, waiting for a pullback and bounce off support at we can precisely say where it's gonna bounce, at what time it's gonna bounce, or when it's gonna bounce, but we could put the time that we looked at it. So 22:45. Bounce off support. Watch. And this one is 1:15:26, 22:45, and so we're done with this one. Do we have more? We'll see right now. Rismas. So we got two more to go. Rismas is the next one. Yeah, this right here, this type of information I don't like to see. It looks a little bit clear. Well, volume is look very low. And the supply is super duper high. So I'm not sure if this is gonna continue. Let's see if I can see. Yeah, it's showing me the same information. So this is it. This would be a confirmation pullback right here, right there, and would wait for a breakout. It's a little extended compared to the VWAP, but it can break out. So Risma's another one to watch. To watch. Seems like it's about to break out. 2240. 40. 2240. And however, it needs to pull back because is extended versus the VWAP. So that's pretty much it for that one. Fold Up said, how's the market today? The market is great. I mean, there's not a lot of activity, like too much activity, but there was some stocks that show up today. I had mentioned them here on the scan right here. So, we have one at this moment that is it seems like it could run tomorrow, but there was a few, there was like three or four of them that show up today. um and sometimes pre-market it also there's a few that show up as well, but they don't qualify to completely to show up on the scanners when you scan them in the morning. Sometimes these stocks, like pre-market, you might see them run right on the scanner, right? It'll show up on the scanner like 50 or 60%, and you look at the volume is like 100,000, right? It's not even a million like I would want to see it. However, they also have opportunities, but they're very short term, very, they don't last much. They go up and do that move and then just tank down, and they're very unpredictable. So that right, for those type of stocks, you have to have a fast hand and very, you got to be very active. But that right there is a little bit more stressful. Me, I like to like analyze a little bit what I'm watching, prepare, and then, if there's an opportunity later on after 8:30 or something, um, before the market open or when the market open, then I could take advantage there. But sometimes, at pre-market, I mean, these stocks, there's a bunch of stocks that might start off moving, and they're good opportunities, but you have to be fast. You have to be fast. But thank you for coming. Thank you for showing support. And yeah, man. Yeah, today market was good. Um, and so um yeah, like right here on the crypto, I mean, we only got like four to see to analyze, but the one that I would have wanted to see is that bite one, which is running right now, which is terrible to not be able to see it and mark it down on the trading view. But it's okay, it's all right. Let's go ahead and check the last one, which is FitFi. So FitFi is the next one. So FitFi here had a move back here. I'm not sure why it didn't show up on the scanner. Right now I had 905 million volume. Wow, at this moment. So it does has a lot of volume. So it's easy to get in, easy to get out. That's why you can see it clearly here fluctuating. So that's the high right there. It had a hard time breaking out. Will it break out today? It's been bouncing off VWAP. Will it bounce off VWAP again to try to test these highs again? We'll see. Let's mark that one. FitFi. FitFi. Looks like it can break out. VWAP has been support level. Will it bounce and test high again and break out? So that's kind of our theory. So let's see. So yeah, so we got 4 instead of 5. This is pretty much it. Very simple. This is the criteria that you use for crypto. You will go to CoinMarketCap or any other platform. Um, Full Dub says doing good, just chilling, watching streams. Oh, appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, man. That's good. I like your stream and everything. I mean, your content is very, very good. Um, I mean, that's why you have a good following because I mean, you have all good content there, and I'll most likely show support a little bit too. I share a lot of your stuff. But appreciate you coming by and showing support over here. Glad you're chilling and everything. Um, and so this is pretty much it, guys. There's not nothing else to scan. These are the stocks for today. There will be only for analyzing. BNAI will be also for analyzing, and SPHL is the one that we're watching. With a hawk eye. But however, the only downside is that if we're waiting for the breakout, it's gonna hit the points that we are not it's not in our criteria, so it's a failure. So I mean, if we want to be honest today for the stocks, we don't have nothing right now. These are only for analysis. So crypto, these are the ones that we should watch, and pay attention. The crypto. The BDXN is the first one that I'm focused on. And if you're trading and if you're analyzing these, uh, for stocks, you don't need to, have 5, 6, or 7 stocks, or for crypto, you only need 2. 2 or 3 will be fine, and most likely you will trade only one. You will be only focused on one. I would recommend that you guys be only focused, especially if you're new and you're starting. Yes, you could list like 3 or 4, but at the end of the day, you're the first one that you put on the list. That's the one that you're more intrigued and more interested in trading. You shouldn't focus on the other ones. Yes, it's good to analyze the other ones, but the main one that you put there, that's the one that you should be focused on. And so if it was me here watching this crypto, I will only worry about BDX. And if it's running, at the time that I'm looking to trade, that's when I'm focusing. But if it's not doing anything, it's just consolidating throughout the day, then I would then look at the other stocks and say other crypto, and I would be like, okay, well, let me just continue to analyze these and see if they have an opportunity to run. But in this case, this is pretty much it, guys. I appreciate you guys sticking around, and yeah, we had a little bit of hiccup with a stock there. We were trying to find a charting for it, but we couldn't find anything. So, but it's okay. I mean, and yeah, don't forget to show support. Hit the like, the share and follow and everything like that. I would appreciate it. And let's see if we could raid somebody right now. Cause now now I know. Cause yesterday I was like, I don't know how to do this. But today we know how to do it, so we'll raid somebody. Let me find somebody really quick to raid. Okay, so let's do DT Dub TV, which is pretty awesome streamer. Um, Let me go grab his stuff and raid over there. I appreciate you guys sticking around, and let me send you guys over there to him. Alrighty, guys. So I appreciate you guys sticking around. Have a good afternoon, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow is Friday. Monday is off. It's gonna be a holiday, I think it is. So don't forget to show support on the channel for tomorrow as well, and we'll continue. We'll continue to you know uh do more of this stocks and everything like that. So have a good one. Enjoy your guys.